Live radar look at the snow wrapping up, now pulling offshore, Brunswick, mid-coast up towards Rockland, southern coast, Biddeford, Kennebunkport, Wells. There's that snow band pushing south and east right now. There goes that snow band as it's wrapping into the Gulf of Maine and pulling offshore. So the snow is going to end very soon. A southern Maine storm primarily. Take a look at those snowfall amounts. You see that there are 6 to 12 inches here heading south, so into southern Maine. Here's your 6-inch cutoff here, and then over here towards the seacoast, back toward the lakes region of New Hampshire, back into Vermont and New York. Boston got robbed, only 3, 4, 5 inches of snow, but really in Maine, this storm, a good clobbering, really called a York County, Cumberland County special. That's where the highest amounts so far, 10 inches around Kennebunk, Saco, we're getting close to a foot there. Portland, Limington around 10. So there's your snow from this storm. Heading up north, obviously there was a sharp cutoff here. So really only a few inches up around Augusta, 3.5, 2.5 over in Seawall, 7 inches over here near Rockland between 4 and 7. So really depended where you were. Up around Bangor, 1 inch north in Hudson, and Bangor not reporting yet how much snow there. So between 1 and 2.5 here. So not much snow to the north, but really this heavy snow all to the south here in southern Maine. Let's get into the next storm, and I want to show you this one coming up for Thursday. So we'll time it out so you can plan things. This is Thursday around 1 o'clock in the morning, okay? It is not snowing in Maine yet on Thursday here. Here is your snow shield. Okay, it is not pushed up into Maine at this time. And because of that, you do not have snow falling from the sky at this time. So I'll go ahead and put the map into motion, and we're going to move it ahead a little bit. And then I'm going to go into, this is around 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Then we get to 8 o'clock in the morning. And it is snowing, and it is snowing heavily at this point. Thursday morning around 8 o'clock in the morning, here's your snow shield. All of Maine is seeing snow at that time, okay? And the heaviest is in southern Maine. Again, I know, this is becoming a theme this winter with the heaviest snow in southern Maine, at least on the kind of this middle part of winter that we're in. But then by around middle of the day, right around 10, 11 o'clock, midday hours, watch the changeover begin to happen here on this computer model here, showing that changeover along the coastline here, changing over to rain. So temperatures here, and I'll show you why, going above freezing. Now, this doesn't guarantee it's going to be a rainstorm on the second half yet, still several days, but right now, this computer model is showing the energy going north, okay? And with that, you've got, obviously, the warm air being pulled into this storm, and you're going to have a changeover if that continues, this trend continues here. So then that pulls out of here, then the next one comes through on Sunday. We'll get to that. So here's the Sunday storm now. This is Saturday, actually really it's Saturday afternoon. This is now the weekend coming up. So next weekend, not the weekend we're in. This is for Sunday, February 16th and Saturday the 15th. I'm going right to the next storm. This one has a lot of potential with it. Here's your snow shield breaking out. Okay, and there is the snow on Saturday night moving into Maine. Okay, and there's your snow. The snow shield coming in. So I'm going to put the map into motion here. This one has a lot more energy with it and a lot more moisture than even the Thursday storm coming up. So I'll stop at Sunday midday. Now you're seeing here ice breakout. Don't be too concerned about ice just yet. It's still several days away for this storm. But you've got the big engine for this storm is to the west, and the warm air again is being pulled inland. And because of that, you've got obviously warm air, okay, and a warm nose being pushed in, and you've got cold air down at the ground level, okay? And because of that, you've got another storm here that has the potential for some ice to break out. Now, this storm, with a lot of energy with it, could even go into early Monday as the storm strengthens and pulls north and east and goes back over to snow. So that's an opportunity here for a multi-day storm with snow to start, changing over, and then going back. But several days for that Sunday storm. And this has more potential. There's more energy with it. And I'll talk about that in a second. And then the next storm after that is Friday the 21st. And this storm, similar to the Sunday storm, the engine for this storm is off is inland with a potential coastal low developing here. So you've got another situation where it starts off as snow, and then it would change over as the storm progresses and then moves up. Whether or not we get a low to form along the Gulf of Maine and we get a coastal hugger remains to be seen. This is the following week, the February 21st time frame. Okay, so that's a look at those storms. So now I want to show you in more detail those storms in here. So for the Wednesday night, basically more of a Thursday storm, notice here you've got a cluster of L's here and a cluster here. So right now, the computer modeling, the guidance is going to struggle whether or not low pressure is going to form off the coast versus inland. Now, I expect the main driver to the storm to be inland. It's just whether or not we get that coastal low to develop and then close off the storm, okay, and get it as an all-snow event. But right now, there's an opportunity here for this to be definitely, I'm leaning towards all snow to start, and then after that, whether or not we stay all snow will depend how strong that coastal low would develop. Then I'll push things out to Sunday, February 16th, and this storm. Now, this storm here, you see a big cluster of L's. Where is the L going to form for this storm? Is it going to take over and be in the Gulf of Maine versus inland? And that would mean we've got a more powerful storm off the coast, and it has that kind of that nor'easter look to it, okay? So that is for the Sunday storm of next weekend. Then I put the map into motion for the next week, and you see here for the Friday storm of the following week, the 21st, you've got not obviously a lot of agreement. This is obviously 2 weeks away about. So with that storm, still a lot of time to fine-tune that forecast, but there is an opportunity there for another storm. So let's talk about storm energy here. If you're still following along, you're still watching. So the driver for this storm. So this is why right now the Thursday storm has an opportunity to be a mix along the coast, because most of the energy with this storm is pulling inland. So it's going to pull in some of that warmer air from the south. So that's the Thursday storm. Then we go into the storm for Sunday, right? Okay, the 16th, right? And watch what happens. You've got energy coming all the way across the country and a big area of energy with, watch, more energy coming in. So this energy dives into the storm from the northwest, from Canada. And that could slow the storm down, okay, if this energy comes in, and also make it more powerful. So with this Sunday storm, that's why I feel this is a multi-day storm. You see this storm just hits blocking up in the northeast, and probably a Greenland block going on to the north here. Forgive me, I haven't looked as crazy in depth on all these storms because I'm trying to catch up. But you've got a potential closed low, upper level low here. You've got energy rounding the base of the trough here, and you've got a ton of energy going to this storm, and if it hits a block and it hits Park on the weather highway, then you've got a multi-day snowstorm, winter storm at least. And then for the following Friday storm, once again, you've got energy coming in, storm energy. Here it is, an upper level low closed off, round to the base of the trough, and we'll see where this one goes. Does it go inland? Does it go off the coast? So that's the Friday, the 21st storm. But there's plenty of energy coming in from the west with that storm too. So I'll take a look at the storm coming up here. This is for February 16th, 17th. So this is a snapshot of the atmosphere. And notice here there is a warm nose, okay, coming into the atmosphere. So that's why this one could potentially change over the Thursday storm. Notice here at ground level, though, 21 degrees. So obviously there, it's freezing at ground level. So whether or not we get freezing rain or we get sleet out of that one, we'll have to wait and see. But there is an opportunity there with that storm pushing inland to get that warm nose to push in. So on nappycast.com, it's updated daily. I've got the video up here. I'll put this video up there, and that's plays. This is talking about the storm that we're having right now. It's leaving right now with the impacts. And then on jasonnappyweather.com, donations, blog posts. So if you want to donate and help out, you want to be a sponsor, it's all there. You can reach out to me. And then the blog post, I talk about these storms in detail, the evolution of the forecast, and my snow maps that I make by hand, and the 10-day forecast I make by hand right here on jasonnappyweather.com and on nappycast.com. So I thank you so much for watching. And once again, those are storm reports for the storm happening now. They're still coming in. Thank you for sending in those storm reports here. a good 6 to 12 here. Southern Maine, the southwest interior, the southern coast, Casco Bay, a good 6 to 12 from this one, the biggest storm we've had in a long time in southern Maine. But there's snow coming up in northern Maine. Just hang on a little bit.